Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today, join us at Golf Repairs for You with Master Fitter Sam Smith, and we're going to be unveiling a new brand that you've started stocking here.
Yeah, so the brand's called Fouteen. So yeah, we're a Japanese company. We're just designed to be a bit more exotic brand, really. You know, something like Miura, Vega, companies like that, basically.
I can't believe, obviously, you know, I'm a bit of a club perv. I have never heard of this brand in my life.
They've been going quite a while, so I think they came out in 1981, so, you know, over 40 years. But we've only now started to get into the UK market. We're a bit bigger following in the States, quite a bit in Europe, but yeah, we've just got a UK distributor now. So yeah, started stocking them.
Get in the comments if you've tried the product or if you've heard of the product. But I tell you what, I could not believe when I saw the look of this iron.
Yeah.
There's one that's really took my eye. It's called the TC7. It's like a forged iron, a little cavity. But do you know when you look at it from top on? I'll put a close-up in now. It just looks like a Miura iron.
Yeah, really good quality. You know, obviously everything's forged, so you're going to get a great feel. So yeah, we're just going to do some testing, aren't we?
Well, you know, just before we do, I just want to finish by saying I've always dreamt of having a set of Miura irons, but obviously being out of my price range, and I'm sure some of you guys who, you know, like your forged clubs, would probably feel the same. It's just an iron that you can't afford. But these retail around about £1,200 for 7 irons, don't they?
Yeah, so we're a little bit on the higher side, but I'd say we're kind of matching, you know, your well-known brands, definitely.
But you're saying they're on the high side compared to irons that we get on the UK market.
Yeah, true.
But in terms of Japanese forged clubs, your Miuras, you know, what other sort of brands is there?
Yeah, you got loads. You got like Epon as well, Kiyoshi. So yeah,
there's another one I'm thinking of, Vega.
Yeah,
you know, that I would say that's more at the bottom of the price range.
Yeah, if you go on like Japanese website like Torspex Golf, it's a great website for that. But yeah, some irons are like thousands and thousands of pounds.
And they've got a wedge in this range that I can't wait to try. And I know Tom Warren, who's been on the channel, when he sees these, he'll be. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a full set of them wedges.
Yeah, so we have one which is called DJ6. It's quite a like a hidden cavity basically. So it's like just a more forgiving wedge.
It sits tremendous on the floor, but actually from behind it aspires confidence. I know that won't be for everyone. You know, if you're a really good player, you might think, oh, I don't like the look of that. But for anybody that struggles with wedges,
yeah,
and you know is lacking a little bit of confidence, I think that is so, you know, confidence appealing to me.
Yeah.
And then they obviously do the toe wedge, don't they?
Yeah, so you got the RM4, which is just their normal kind of run-of-the-mill wedge. But again, we do 2 different grinds. So I've gone for the H grind and the fitting kit, just like a normal kind of heel and toe relief wedge. So you see, obviously manipulate the face quite a lot.
We're going out on the course today, and I definitely want to take this with me because I'm struggling with my wedges a little bit at the minute, and I just want to see if this does make any difference. And we'll overlay some of them clips, you know, in the video.
Yeah.
And we'll test this wedge against, you know, obviously my wedges, which are just your normal sort of like toe style wedge, to see, you know, if I do notice any improvement, or whether it's just, you know, it looks like it's more forgiving, but it doesn't actually help.
Yeah.
So we're going to hit some of these irons.
Yeah. So we're doing like a closest pin, aren't we?
We'll have a little nearest pin video with them, and we'll talk about, you know, how they feel. And just give our feedback, really.
Yeah, let's go.
Right then, Sam. So, 170.
Yeah.
What we're going to start with first, full blade.
Yeah, start with TB7. Obviously, everyone's got different shafts in just to see what offerings I've got. So, I was a bit higher end this one, so would be an upcharge. But Fujikura Axiom 105 stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're just going to do like a nearest pin, really, aren't we? And just, what, 3 shots each?
Yeah, 3 shots each.
Yeah.
This is not one that I would tend to lean towards, but let's try it.
Let's see. Definitely. I'd say for me, it'd be either kind of this one or the TC7, just because I naturally spin it quite low, so I need a bit more thinner profile just to help get the kind of spin back up, really. So yeah, we'll give it a go. First swing of the day.
And what, we judge it on distance to pin?
Yeah, just closer to pin.
That's not a bad number, is it?
Yeah, not bad start.
171. And how far from pin?
Should tell you when we check the data, but that was only 7 yards, rather, or at 20 feet, something like that. Let's leave that a bit. That's me. That was better.
We all these sort of like good sort of CB irons now. Do you still think there's a market for a blade as a fitter?
I think they're getting harder to get in people's hands. Yeah, I'd say percentage-wise, very, very small that, you know, I'd put into a blade. Obviously, I offer it in PXG, but yeah, it's not often someone comes in wanting a set, really.
I mean, from the top, I've got to admit, it's not the scariest blade I've ever looked at.
No.
You know, from the back, it looks like a blade.
Yeah.
But actually, when you put it down with that little bit thicker top line, it's not a scary
It's not too
club.
bad, no. I mean, I've definitely have blades which look, you know, a lot slimmer than that.
Yeah, I'd say from the top, it looks more like a CB, if I'm being honest. I suppose if you've got that and then you've got the benefits of it plays like a blade.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. One thing I will mention, which is quite unique really, they're quite strong lofted, same with very kind of traditional clubs.
Yeah.
So even the blade is 30 degrees for a 7.
Right.
Which for a lot of people can obviously be good for kind of getting that ball speed, as long as obviously the spin doesn't go too low.
So it's like incorporating the traditional blade, but with modern technology.
Basically,
kind of thing.
yeah, which you don't really see in kind of the JDM Japanese market. Everything's quite traditional with lofts.
You have to be close. It's online, Sam.
It is close.
Is that going to do you?
Oh, it's a bit long.
Too long. Have you beat me?
You hit 2. You've got one more.
Oh, did you hit 3?
Yeah, I hit 3.
Do you know what? After trying that and it being a lot easier to hit than I thought it would have been, I'm looking forward to playing that. Is it TB5?
Yeah, so TB5 is just more forgiving version of that. Really.
I don't feel like I'm hitting a blade at all.
Yeah.
Here, because there's more solidness to the hit. You know, when I've hit like let's say an MP33, an El Mizuno iron, I don't swing it well enough to get that solid impact every time I hit a ball.
Yeah.
But I've hit 2 there, pretty much first swings at day. Not felt like, you know, any instability in head or any just felt
again,
a solid
I think
hit.
just having that slight kind of dip in the back of the head, just kind of like very minor cavity, even though it is classed as a blade.
Hopefully I haven't spoke too soon. Yeah, that one didn't feel nice. Typical golf, isn't it? You get a bit ahead of yourself and then it bites your arse.
I've checked date. I think I might have done the event just on a
I think
kind of distance control. I think you got one straighter, but you just went a little bit long. I'll just double check.
So I think it's safe to say, you know, it's no good getting these, you know, unless you're a good
I mean,
golfer.
obviously, you know, I'm off scratch. You're a pro, so we can get away with kind of using them. But yeah, I'd say minimum probably low to mid kind of single figures really would be kind of getting into that club. But yeah, definitely looks a little bit larger at setup.
Yeah.
But again, I think if you're making a combo set, it's going to transition quite well.
I mean, what I noticed is I noticed a little bit more offset on these.
Yeah, I mean, I felt definitely wanted to go a bit more left. Sounded a little bit different.
Yeah.
I'd say because it's not probably as sleek. You can feel there's a bit more meat behind it, really. No. Fairness, when I was testing these yesterday, this was definitely the one I struggled with the most. I don't think it's just. I think the sole's a bit too wide for me.
Right.
I feel like I can't kind of really compress it.
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at like the sole width between TB7 and TB5, there's definitely quite a bit of a difference.
Yeah.
So I just feel like I can't kind of hit down on it as much. That's better. Oh, there we go. Sit, hit flag. Really?
Somebody had an all-in-one on one of these the other day. I saw on my Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so you can actually get an all-in-one on these monitors.
Yeah, I've holed out on the range before. I've like lipped out on course, playing on a par 3.
It's basically like it's like a blade, but like exploded, isn't it? It's almost like or like stretched out blade.
Yeah.
So
it's just a bit different take. I mean, you look at say like Mizuno kind of is it 245 now, where it's like a hollow head, but it kind of made it look like a blade, but there's like a bit more behind it. And that's similar, but we've just done it where it's like a hidden cavity, basically.
I've got to admit, my first impression when I looked down at that, it doesn't appeal to me.
Yeah.
In terms of, I prefer the look of the blade. It's like here nor there. It's like a stretched out long blade.
Yeah.
I mean, it might perform well, but you've always got to have a first impression, haven't you?
Yeah, of course.
And it don't look as nice as the blade. I think it's for that person that like really wants a blade, but probably is not quite good enough.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know, there's always that golfer at golf club, isn't there, that wants to have that blade, and they're probably not good enough for it. But this one looks like they've got that in the bag.
Yeah.
But obviously, probably gonna have more forgiveness, a bit more offset. That one was nice.
Not too far, Gary.
Hitting him a long way, haven't I?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, loft-wise, I think these are 2 degrees stronger than, maybe 3 degrees actually, than what you normally use. Obviously, we might go a little bit flatter. I mean, ball screw was great.
I think what I would say as well, since obviously meeting you, Sam, for me now, it's not about the product, it's about the fitter and where I get my clubs from. So as long as you're supplying, you know, a good range of product and you can fit me into something that's going to suit me ability-wise, kind of gone at, for, you know, that day is gone looking at, right, thinking I want that product, and now where shall I go and get it fitted? It's more like, where shall I get fitted and get the right product fitted to me, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I mean, luckily I've had a lot of people that, even though I originally obviously did just stop PXG, they've still wanted to come for me for a fitting, even though obviously I only had kind of one brand to go with.
Yeah.
At least now I've got obviously 2 to, a bit more options.
That felt really nice.
Yeah,
actually.
just right. Ain't it too far?
I think it feels better than it looks.
Yeah.
My conclusion would be, I'm not a fan of the look of it. Some people might be.
Yeah.
I suppose, like you said, as a combo, it could fit into your longer irons.
I think if you put that in, say, 4 and 5, I think it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But I think in like a 7, I think you're good enough that you could use a TB7 range.
That's definitely an option. Now, the one I'm most looking forward to trying.
Yeah, a TC7.
Because that's just one that I look at it and it gives me a little bit of confidence just to look at. I just think like, and that reminds me of a Miura. You know?
Yeah.
Is it CB 301 or something like that they do, I think it's called?
Potentially.
It will be because I've looked at it, so I know. But just obviously...
Yeah, it's very nice, traditional kind of semi-cavity kind of style with like a tore cavity.
The crazy thing is, though, I might not strike this as well as what I did the blade.
Yeah, true. I mean, I've nipped you again, sadly, Gary.
Really?
Yeah, 17 feet. That last one just dead straight, so a bit long.
What we're going to do, we mentioned about trying the wedges as well. We're going to save that for the course. Because I think you need to be trying off grass, don't you?
Yeah, so I think we'll just do like some pitching and chipping around the green and stuff and see what's best.
Is this their full range of clubs then? Do they do any hybrids?
There's another. I've got a PF3, which is due in June. That's a more game improvement type of club.
Okay.
I don't think it's been released yet to the UK market. And then I think we do like a kind of hybrid, long iron kind of club.
Like a driving iron.
It's like in between kind of like a driving iron and a hybrid. You know, it's like a very bulky kind of iron kind of thing. So I'll see if I can kind of get that in as well.
Obviously, you being a CB player, is this one that appeals to you?
Yeah, definitely this one over TB. I'd say look-wise, it's slightly different, I'd say. Kind of setting up to them now. Yeah, a little bit different. Slightly different finish as well. I know it sounds daft, so it makes it look a bit different to the eye. We got different...
Is it got a bit more chrome on it?
It's like a kind of brush finish for TC, but then I'm sure it's got more grooves, hasn't it? There's more grooves on the TC, isn't there? Yeah.
I like how the face stands out from the toe and heel on that one.
Yeah.
That's more of a duller finish, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it looks like there's a little bit more grooves on that, so in theory that would help a bit more with spin. I mean, yeah, last one smoked way more. That's better.
Oh, that felt nice. I'm not just saying that because I actually like the product before I even tried it.
Yeah.
But feeling wise, I could feel the cavity.
Yeah.
Do you know, just a solidness of strike. I don't know if that'll be more across the face in this club or not, but that's the nicest feeling. It just felt like it squeezed out of face, you know, like it felt the forge.
Yeah. Again, just different, obviously, head design, so...
It would butter soft, that.
Shot.
That were a little bit bottomy, that. Didn't quite get, you know...
Done all right, though. Not quite far. Tiny bit left, but not too bad.
I could definitely play that iron, you know.
He says after just getting his PXG.
I know, but do you know, like, in terms of... You know, I'm not looking to change, but, like, a brand that I've never even heard of until today...
Yeah.
You know, I just think that's incredible that... Like... If I'd have been, you know, on the market for a set of irons, I'd have probably never strolled upon that.
Yeah. It is that type of brand, unfortunately, where it does go under the radar. So I'm hoping when it's now getting into the UK market, a lot of people just know about it more. Be interesting if more people get on board with it. Good strike again.
That's really, really nice. I can't believe how well they feel from a brand I've never heard of.
Yeah, they're very good. They're really good.
Because obviously sometimes you hear of new brands and they're kind of like more like budget brands, aren't they? You know, like or brands trying to compete with the big boys.
Yeah, like the direct to consumer.
But for me, that competes with the big boys. It's just not being heard of.
Yeah. I mean, if you went to, say, like Japan, loads of people, everyone would know about it.
I would rather have that product fitted off you than like a Mizuno product.
Yeah.
You know, or like a different, you know, or an High Street brand product that's like, you know, just going to get fitted by a retailer.
Yeah, definitely a bit, yeah, just a niche product. Whether I go more down that route of kind of getting brands in which, yeah, not as much known about.
Yeah.
Again, just means there's not as many stockists.
Coming to shots.
I thought I wasn't shots. But yeah, I think overall we're a really good product.
I think after trying them irons now, I am really looking forward to trying these wedges, and especially this one. So we're going to test these out on the course.
Yeah.
Because genuinely, the way I'm pitching and chipping at the minute, something's got to change.
Right. Because I mean, sole-wise, again, if we get it on kind of camera there, there's like a channel. So it's definitely better on the course as well, because it's kind of the grass kind of sits in the channel, so it just sits lower to the ground, so you can get it underneath it easier. And obviously you've got the hidden cavity, so it's quite a forgiving wedge. So that's, I think, how they've kind of designed it, just to be very versatile and forgiving at the same time.
Let's go and have a little bit of a chipping comp. Obviously it's quite wet in UK at the minute, and they're the ground conditions that I struggle most with. So we'll see whether, you know, obviously people say, you know, lessons are the way forward, and I agree, you do need to have lessons, and I need to improve my technique, but whilst I'm struggling, and some of you guys will struggle with your pitching and chipping, can a wedge like that actually help?
Yeah.
Or is it just purely down to, you know, you've got to just have less and improve your technique?
I think it's definitely a brand, definitely a type of head that's kind of getting bigger in the market. You look at like Callaway, they did the Mac Daddy CB, Cleveland did the CBX. Where it's like a wedge that's designed for spin, but then obviously you just got a bit of help as well.
I always revert back to CBX because my dad had a set when I was younger, and sometimes when I was playing in comps and stuff and I was playing bad, he used to lend them, and they felt a little bit more hollower. They didn't feel as nice when you come out the middle, but forgiveness-wise on full shots, they always used to help my ball striking. Yeah. So I always think, should I go back to that kind of wedge?
I've said that from testing when I was hitting these yesterday. You know, the RM4 definitely more just a traditional wedge, what you can't expect. But I'd say feel-wise, that's softer because I think it's more of a true wedge. Yeah. But it'll be interesting when you get on the course if that is a bit more forgiving, really, on the offset and the strikes. So yeah, we'll see.
Right, let's get out there. We're gonna have a little competition, Sam, one shot each.
Yep.
And then we'll try the cavitied wedge, which I'm looking forward to. Honestly, my pitch and chipping is embarrassing at the minute.
Okay.
I've got some work to do, so I don't know what's going to happen. But if I win you, does that look a nervous stroke?
Fraction.
Because it feels it. I'll play one to each shot, and then you can see if you can improve on them up to each flag. See how I duffed it then? Duff and run.
Done really well there.
But I'm trying to avoid playing that kind of shot. You know, I'm ended up playing a 7-iron because I'm scared of bad interaction with flow. And I know it's not the wedge, it's me. But if you can get a wedge just to help a little bit. Spin, spin. Not much to beat there, Sam.
Too firm.
I think you're going to have to give feedback on this wedge because I'm not striking it well enough.
Okay.
I mean, it's like every tour wedge that I've tried, really. It did, you know, got a nice sensation, looks good behind ball.
Yeah.
Nice looking club, isn't it?
Yeah, it's good. Like, so the heel and toe release is going to help a lot. It does sit, you know, quite low to the ground, which is handy.
I'm going to review the next wedge.
Oh, what? That was a horrendous bounce.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm 1 up.
That was a horrendous bounce. Strides, pulled it a little bit. Good distance.
We might have to have a look at that one in a minute.
Yeah. How's your duff going to beat?
Well, you know, I would say there's no pitch on a card, but
pulling them. Good distance again.
I think because you're on green, that one probably wins.
Yeah.
But we'll have a look at the red flag. What would you say about the wedge then, in comparison to, you know, tour wedges that you play, other wedges that you play?
I'd say like the heel and toe release is similar. I've played a lot of Callaway wedges in the past, so that's like their sea grind kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it is pretty similar. I mean, I think like chip wise, they weren't the best chips, but it's more me. I use a thicker grip to be fair normally, so I couldn't get the same kind of feel.
Yeah.
But yeah, I said it felt decent. So I mean, you've done me on that one. I think that second one, I don't know actually.
Are you the one on the left?
I'm the left one. That's
Yeah,
quite
you
close. I
probably
reckon
have beat
I've
me
just done you.
Yeah, you have beat me there.
Yeah. But I've done you on that one.
So it's 2-1.
2-1.
So this is the wedge I'm most interested in. I'm 2-1 down, but I've never seen a wedge, Sam. I don't know if you can pick that up on camera, where the face is almost behind the hosel.
Yeah,
it's like a little bit of I've never seen an offset like it, to be honest. I don't know how it's going to perform, but this sort of, you know, and how it sits is certainly appealing to me as somebody who's struggling.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that wedge, I think if we do rough, because that grind will do a bit more justice.
Right.
So let's try it in the rough, because you've got the channel grind.
Yeah.
It's just a bit better for kind of sitting lower to the ground when your lie's not great.
Yeah. So just put it on 3 reasonable lies.
Yeah, 3 reasonable lies.
Right, so play to the short one first.
Yeah.
I feel with that leading edge that it's encouraging me to try and hit down into the ball, whereas I'm scared with a tour wedge because I'm scared of it digging in.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't know, it just appeals a little bit more. Stop.
That'll stop quick.
It did, didn't it?
Good strike.
That's the duffer.
That's the duffer.
I felt what I did then. Right.
Go on, Gary.
How am I going to play this one? I have to try and land it just at top of slope, I think. Again, a bit duffy, but got away with it.
That's not bad. Tiny bit short.
I mean, performance-wise, it's hard to really come to any conclusion apart from I felt more comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I certainly did feel more comfortable over a tour wedge. See what you think.
Yeah, I'll have a think. Yeah, it's a slightly different shape, isn't it, to the other one?
Yeah. Have you ever seen a wedge like that, though? Let me see if I can pick
yeah,
it
I know
up
what
a
you
bit more
mean.
from
It
your
goes
angle.
like in a little bit.
It's hard to maybe get a perception.
It's kind of that area, isn't it?
Yeah.
It like goes a bit
goes
inward.
in and back.
Oh, that's my duff. We've both got the same problem.
Well, it's 2-2. You're not
we're
flattering
not
yourself.
giving these wedges much credit, are we?
At least no one can say we put perfect shots on this channel.
That was better. That's it.
Yeah.
And I still beat it.
You've just snuck that one, I think.
Just try. It's come out a little bit hot.
I was surprised at how much my first one checked as well.
Yeah, I think you just struck it a bit better. In fairness.
So you've got to get inside this to win.
Go. Go.
Ooh, I think I've done you there. I think it's 3-3.
A little bit diggy.
Let's go and have a look.
That's very close. Yeah, I think you've done me. I think it is playoff.
Well. Oh.
Go. Nearly.
Oh dear. That's hard to play one. Great shot.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Sam.
Thank you.
I hopefully I can give you a bit more of a challenge on course.
I think same. We weren't 100%, but I managed to just nip the win.
But that's a little bit of an introduction and a look at Fouteen. Obviously a golf brand I'd never heard of.
Yeah.
You know, in conclusion, I feel like, you know, they've got some great clubs for that sort of probably low handicap golfer.
Yeah.
At current, obviously Japan, you know, obviously engineered brand. That's what they tend to win in the market at, don't they, generally?
Yeah, they never do kind of huge game improvements. So I've got the PC3 coming next month, so that'll be more for like your higher handicapper. But again, I think wedge-wise, you've got 2 good options as well. Obviously, Theo will be a bit more forgiving, especially with like the channel grind.
Yeah.
Yeah, just obviously different types of abilities.
I think for somebody struggling like myself, although I didn't get the performance I would have liked from this wedge, which is due to me personally, I certainly felt more confident with that.
Yeah.
And I think if I had to make a decision between both based on just that, even though the results, there were not a lot in it, it was certainly that made me feel better.
Yeah, I think that's a big thing with chipping, just having the confidence. If you know that, that's got better grind for you, a bit more help, then that's going to go a long way.
I'll stick a link in the description below if you want to go and have a look at the brand. Obviously, I know it's a worldwide audience, so you're probably not going to be local to Sam, but if you are, obviously, Sam, you're fitting them now.
Yeah,
so I'll stick your link in there as well. It might be that you're coming down for a full bag MOT, you just might want to try the product.
Yeah,
not necessarily want to buy it, but at least get it in your hands, try it. And, sometimes when we try products in workshop, sometimes you're like, oh, I actually like this.
Yeah.
But you've got to actually get it in your hands, ain't you?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's getting people physically hitting it and then they'll see for themselves if it's working.
I think when I saw the pictures that you sent me on WhatsApp, they didn't do justice to actually seeing the product in real life.
Yeah.
And actually, me being a bit of a Miura fan, I was like, wow, these do look good.
Yeah, we're very appealing to the eye.
Yeah.
So yeah, just get people hitting them and see what happens.
Thanks for watching, guys. We're going to go and play a bit of golf now. We've got some good videos coming up.
Yeah.
And make sure you're subscribed and tuned, and we'll see you in a few days' time.